What if the war in Iran isn't just about Iran? What if it's actually about China, Russia, and control of the world's oil? Because if that's true, this might end up being one of the most calculated geopolitical chess moves of the decade. Let me explain. The United States' biggest long-term rival isn't Iran. It's China. And China has been quietly building an economic lifeline with Iran for years. In 2021, China signed a 25-year partnership worth roughly $400 billion with Iran, securing massive investments in exchange for heavily discounted Iranian oil. Why does that matter? Because energy is the lifeblood of modern economies. Factories run on it. Shipping runs on it. Military power runs on it. And China needs a lot of it. For years, China has relied heavily on sanctioned oil from countries the West doesn't like. Countries like Iran, Venezuela, and Russia. Together, those sources have accounted for roughly 1/5 of China's oil imports in recent years. And here's the key. That oil is cheap. Because sanctions force those countries to sell at a discount. China built entire refineries designed to process this discounted crude. So if those pipelines disappear, China suddenly has to buy more expensive oil from U.S. allies. Now enter the most important choke point on Earth, the Strait of Hormuz. Around 20% of the world's oil supply passes through this narrow strip of water. Right now, the conflict involving Iran has severely disrupted traffic through it. That's why global oil prices spike every time tensions rise. Because whoever controls this region controls the artery of the global economy. Now look at the bigger picture. If the U.S. pressures Iran in the Middle East and Venezuela in South America, then two of China's cheapest oil suppliers suddenly become unstable. At the same time, most of the remaining major oil exporters, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Kuwait, and Oman, are closely aligned with the United States. So suddenly, China's energy supply becomes far more dependent on countries friendly with Washington. That's leverage, massive leverage. And the signal being sent might be simple. If you want stable energy, you might need to deal with the United States, not Iran, not Venezuela, not sanctioned black market oil networks, Washington. Now let's be clear. This strategy, if it is a strategy, is incredibly risky. Wars in the Middle East have a long history of spiraling out of control. Oil prices are already rising. Global inflation could follow. And conflicts around the Strait of Hormuz threaten shipping across the entire region. So this could either become a calculated geopolitical pressure campaign or one of the biggest strategic miscalculations in modern history. But if this really is a move to pressure China and Russia by reshaping the global oil system, then years from now, historians might look back and say, this wasn't just a war in Iran. It was a battle over who controls the energy that powers the world. And that's a much bigger game. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave your thoughts in the comment section and follow for more politics and history topics around the world.